Scorpions kill 3,000 people a year worldwide, which is a lot. A whole lot, actually, when you consider that if you add the yearly deaths from bears, sharks, and plane crashes, three things that people worry about in their everyday lives, sometimes obsessively, it doesn't even total 20% of the people that are killed by scorpion. It doesn't help that all scorpions are venomous and that they are found on every single continent, and that every country in the top 10 by population is home to native scorpions. So, scorpions are everywhere and they are encountered incredibly frequently by people all over the world. But just like with spiders, some are far, far worse than others. Hailing from North Africa and the Middle East, and overlapping heavily in range are two of the world's deadliest scorpions, the deathstalker and the fat tail. With median lethal doses close to 0.3, their venom is almost 5 times deadlier than cyanide, and they account for many of the yearly deaths from scorpions worldwide. These scorpions are common but deadly pests for many living alongside them within their native range, yet the venom of the deathstalker scorpion is the most expensive liquid on the planet, beating out petroleum, LSD, and insulin for the top spot at $39 million a gallon. Why? These are not rare scorpions, and while milking scorpions is a taxing, slow, and draining process, supply is not really the issue here. Most scorpion venoms don't go for nearly that much. The issue is demand, and for deathstalker venom, there is a lot of it. So much so that specialty machines have been designed to automate venom milking for up to 4 scorpions at a time, effectively quadrupling the amount of venom that can be obtained at once. So why do people want deathstalker venom so badly? Well, the answer, like with many things, is pharmaceutical companies. You see, scorpion venoms contain a variety of small peptides which are basically just proteins but shorter. And since proteins regulate almost every action within our cells, these peptides interact with our bodies in very interesting and sometimes unexpected ways. Specifically, deathstalker venom contains a peptide called chlorotoxin, which is designed to be the perfect shape to paralyze insects by blocking chloride channels in their cells. But it just so happens that it's also the perfect shape to lock onto and bind to glioma cells, which are the cells that make up brain tumors. Peptides ignore healthy brain tissues and exclusively lock onto cancerous ones, which makes them incredibly useful in imaging brain tumors for surgery. A glowing protein is simply attached to the peptide and then injected into a patient's brain, where it lights up the regions that contain cancer, so that doctors can remove tumors without harming healthy tissue. This method of tumor identification outperforms all of our current methods and appears to have no negative side effects. So, with the success of deathstalker venom in treating cancer, it begs the question, what other peptides in other scorpion venoms could be useful for medicine? The answer is a lot. Severe gum disease afflicts 1/4 of US residents over 30 years old, causing loss of teeth and bones as bacteria from teeth infect the gums, causing inflammation. This inflammation then slowly causes the teeth to pull away from the gums, resulting in tooth loss and jaw damage. In severe cases, surgery is required. Luckily, a peptide found in the venom of the fat-tailed scorpion, which we talked briefly about earlier, may very well be the key to slowing the progression of gum disease so that it never gets to that point. Calliotoxin, which is synthesized from the scorpion's venom, blocks potassium channels in our cells that cause inflammation, meaning that it can stop the effects of the infection before it begins damaging the gums. In early trials on rodents, it has proven to be extremely effective in slowing progression of the disease, slowing it by upwards of 84%. And while it's not as glamorous as a possible cancer treatment, it could still prevent expensive medical bills and serious jaw damage for many worldwide. And while gum disease doesn't kill people, malaria certainly does. It's in the top 10 causes for death in low-income countries, and scientists have been chasing a cure since the dawn of man. Strangely enough, scorpion venom may help us here too. Heteroscorpion is a peptide found in the venom of a variety of large ground-dwelling Asian scorpions, including emperor scorpions, which are a popular pet in the United States due to their docile character and large size. This peptide has a similar purpose to that of chlorotoxin in that it exists to paralyze insects, but it functions more similarly to calliotoxin in that it blocks potassium channels. In humans, these effects are very mild, and generally the only symptoms of a sting are mild swelling and redness near the injection site. But to some microbes, this effect can be extremely dangerous, perhaps even deadly. Malaria is caused by a plasmodium living in the bodies of mosquitoes. When the mosquito drinks the blood of someone infected with these plasmodium, it can spread them around, therefore spreading malaria throughout the population. Killing these plasmodium stops malaria at the source, and it's believed that the heteroscorpion does just that. In fact, it's been used to completely cure mosquitoes of malaria-causing parasites before they could even infect a single person. Heteroscorpine also inhibits the growth of some bacteria that cause pneumonia and the bacteria that causes cystic fibrosis, so it has potential as an antibacterial as well. Some animals receive a lot of positive press, either because they're cute or because they act as cornerstones for important environmental processes. But others, especially those that are dangerous or are perceived as frightening, are cast as villains in the story of life. But this is not a beneficial way of looking at the world's creatures. Every animal, from the smallest, most insignificant flatworm to the largest, most majestic whale, can teach us things about how our planet functions. In 1981, the medicine captopril was first synthesized using the venom of a Brazilian pit viper. Since then, its ability to regulate blood pressure has saved millions more lives than were taken by the venom of the snake. Perhaps we may see a similar trend in the venoms and peptides of these scorpions. And maybe these animals may begin to be seen not as killers, but as dangerous but useful tools to save human life.